Hey. You shaved?
Yeah, I shaved. How about that? Usually I see a crowd like this, it's after we got beat. So, yeah. All right, what you got?
Randy Joker said you guys had a 98-yard drive. Can you just talk about how satisfying that was, and what was the keys in that drive?
Well, it was very satisfying to see, John. Number one, just to be able to go 98 yards without having a 30 or 40-yard play mixed in there means that you had a lot of guys doing the right things a number of plays in a row. You know, it's nice to have ability. You got to have ability to be able to win, but you also got to have ability doing the right things and not messing up. And I thought just seeing that, and I don't know exactly how many plays it was, but having a drive where you go 98 yards and you don't have a big play mixed in, because for the most part, I think we threw it twice, and the rest of it was all run, and it was just a lot of those 4- and 5-yard runs over and over and over, which says a lot about how the offensive line went about their business. But obviously we had no penalties, we didn't have anybody jumping off sides or going the wrong way, and sometimes those things are overlooked.
What about your quarterbacks? How did they perform?
I thought they're progressing as they should progress. You know, usually you make a lot of improvement, especially at quarterback, from your first scrimmage to the second. I'm not watching, how they drop and things like that. I'm trying to watch downfield to see what they're seeing. And for the most part, the ball was coming out to who it should have been coming out to, when it should have been coming out of their hand. So that tells me that their drops are pretty good. Usually their eyes are in the right place. The one thing we are doing as a group right now pretty much is throwing the ball accurately. Most of the time they're throwing the ball where they want to, which usually always correlates back to your fundamentals. If your fundamentals are good, it's a lot easier to be consistent.
Any of the receivers impress you?
It's always hard on receivers this time of year because we've run them to death for about a week and a half. And the guys that were running 4.4 when we started are suddenly running 4.6. The guys that ran 4.6 are running 4.8. So it's hard. The receivers get really, they run, I don't know how many miles a day in practice. But that's what they have to do, because when you get into games, they got to be able to go run miles and still be able to run fast. So right now, we're catching it. That's one thing I see. We're catching the ball. Again, it looks like where we're supposed to be most of the times. The passing game is all about timing and distribution, getting the guys in the right place and being there when you're supposed to be there. And it seems like we've made a huge amount of progress.
Is DeMarcus Sweat becoming a factor for you guys?
Probably about as much as a freshman can at this point. I think he's got a great future. I think he's got a lot of ability. He still doesn't have that timing and distribution down, being where he's supposed to be, when he's supposed to be there all the time. But he's got speed, he's got quickness, he's got really good hands. It's just a matter of how quickly he can learn and progress. And doing it on practice field's good, doing it on scrimmage field's good. But when you turn on those lights on Saturday, sometimes they forget everything they need.
I think that you can make a decision at quarterback tomorrow. Is that for you? The same boat, so you are that close to naming one and moving forward?
Well, I think the sooner we can do it, the better off we'll be, just because the team will kind of know. But we need to sit down at the ball. Whenever Joker's ready, I'm ready. He's my boss. So we'll do it when he says let's do it.
You got a lot of